Well, thank you
Yes.
for coming on the Red Carpet Roundtable. My name with myself, Ryochi and Daryl, as my co-host. And would you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Geri White. I'm an actress. I'm a mental health advocate. I'm a healthcare worker, a mom, and a dog mom.
Wow, amazing. I want to dive into mental health. I am a
Sure.
hardcore mental health advocate, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it. I suffer depression, and it means a lot for someone who's a mental health advocate because, as myself, I am also a mental health advocate. I try and I do my best to spread awareness to mental health, and I appreciate it because mental health is real. It's a very serious conversation we need to talk about that when some folks who have told me, oh, we don't believe in mental health. It bothers me. And it just like, wait, there is mental health. Mental health is real and it impacts people from any age. So
Absolutely.
from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for being a mental health advocate because it brings me hope and it gives me passion that there are people out there in the entertainment industry and or not in the entertainment industry that we are spreading awareness that mental health is serious and we don't know what anybody's going through, but we're here to say, hey, we're listening to you. We understand your story. We may not 100% understand your pain, but we are here. And you can hug us, you can cry, but we are here. So thank you very much. I just wanted to get that off my shoulder because I am a very hardcore mental health person. I suffer depression, and that really hit me, and it really means a lot. Hearing
Well,
that
guess
from
what?
you.
Ryochi,
Thank you.
you are not alone in this. I want to thank you for being vulnerable enough to even share your story with that. See, mental health has a lot of stigma. And, I think after the pandemic, it became more prevalent because a lot of people endured different types of mental health issues because they were getting sick, they were frontliners, they had people who died. But prior to that, mental health had this stigma where we would say things like, oh, that's this Ryochi. Oh, that's this Daryl. But lo and behold, there was something that wasn't like we didn't understand what the individual was actually going through. So I've been in mental health for about 20 years, and I'm a mental health first aider. And what that is I'm not able to diagnose, but I'm able to recognize. So I'm able to say, you know, I can't empathize or sympathize to say, I know how you feel, but I can tell you that you're not alone and I can point you in the right direction to seek some type of help, whether it be therapeutic help. Sometimes we need to talk and get it off our chest, or whether it be medications. And I know a lot of people would prefer not to be on medications, but sometimes there's just some chemical imbalances in the brain that needs a little rewiring. And that, along with therapy and consistency, people are able to live normal lives, even with depression, right? So myself. I struggle with anxiety, and I struggle with that, but I'm a high functioning because I stay busy. I'm always busy. There's a lot of things going on at once, but it does happen. Because I am aware of it and I've been in the field so long and I've worked with a bunch of practitioners and I'm a mental health first aider, I recognize it. So I know when to just stop, breathe, center, and come back. And we realize, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So every day is going to be different. And I try to tell people, you know, don't feel ashamed. Don't feel bad for the thoughts you may think. Just be open enough to confide in someone you may trust, whether it be a friend, a significant other, or even a practitioner. But see, and I say this with, even though we're smiling, but I mean it like you said, in all seriousness, because we want to make light. But there are hotlines, there are, people you can call. 'Cause I do a campaign on my Facebook of suicide awareness. I post on my Facebook versus the Instagram because Facebook has more like family and friends. I always say, hey, if you need to talk, I'm only a messenger or a call away. Never feel like you need to be isolated because when mental health is really affecting someone is when it affects your day to day. So we can walk around here with different masks, different face. We see the commercials, how they have a happy face, smile face, but in reality, internalizing it makes it a little worse.
Mhm.
So when you feel like, and even you, when you feel like you can't get up, you don't want to do an interview anymore, you don't want to talk to your friend here, you don't care about your co-host, that's when you need to seek help. When you can't do your daily that you don't want to eat, you don't want to bathe, that's when that's for you to recognize, all right, I'm having an issue right now, but it's also a trigger. So you have to understand what's your triggers. What was it? Did somebody make you feel bad? Did a boss, pee you off? I don't know if we could curse here, but did a boss pee you off, or did a significant other do something that you didn't like? So once you understand and identify what your triggers are, then you know how to work through them. So I always tell people we don't get over things, we get through things by working and doing the work to do that. So thank you
Yes.
for even allowing me to dive into that because that is actually something that is very, 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 very important to me. This citation here I
Mhm.
got from the New York State Assembly from Al Taylor is a mental health awareness for COVID citation because during that I was a first line, like I work in a hospital and I was able to, deal with people with mental health, especially during COVID, it became telehealth. So we kind of thrived because we don't need to be physically present. And, therapy kind of grew. Mental health, psychiatry, it kind of grew in the light of pandemic because more people was willing to say, hey, I want to talk to someone and we don't have to be physically present to talk to someone. That's why we're here now. I didn't have to come down to the studio or we needed to meet. We're able to do Zooms and things like that. So yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for giving
thank
us
you
that
so
platform.
much
Thank you for
for
giving me the
sharing
platform
that.
to mention it. Mhm.
Yeah, for
No, thank you
sure.
for sharing that. And like I said, it means a lot. So thank you very much.
Well, now we're connected. You have my email. So if you need to talk, please shoot me an email. Say, hey, Geri, I need to talk to you. And I'm all ears. I never turn away someone who's in distress or someone who need to get something off their chest because it costs nothing to listen. Nothing.
I want to go into, you mentioned about your anxiety for yourself. As an actress in this industry, what are some of the things that you feel really trigger your anxiety, and how do you overcome it in this entertainment industry as a woman?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one and a hard one that hits home. So I think the anxiety comes from the unknown, right? What to expect. I don't know what to expect. So I give you an example. If I'm given a script and I dive in and I do characterization and scene study, the first part of my anxiety is, am I conceptualizing this character in the way that the director or writer envisioned? Can I bring this person to life based on the writing that I'm reading and how I'm interpreting it versus a director would normally give you they will or they won't give you direction on who we want this person to be. So the
Mhm.
anxiety comes from the unknown and scary part of, am I doing it right? Am I not? Is this what it is or no? So how I overcome it is I believe in myself, my confidence. So my confidence allows me to say, you know what? If they chose you, if you got casted, they believe in you. So believe in yourself and go out and show up 180,000% and do the best that you can. I'm sure that once that camera rolls and they yell action and then they yell cut, you'll know if you did it right or wrong. And also being open to constructive criticism,
Mhm.
allowing yourself to not think that you got it completely covered and open enough to say, okay, maybe I can do it this way. Okay, so I can try it that way. That way to only keep improving to make
Yes,
yourself better. So, yep.
Hmm.
yes. I like
And then
that.
with the woman part, let me touch the woman part. So being a woman, I think in society, is just very anxiety ridden because there are a lot of expectations. And I'm sure just with men, there's a lot of expectation. Men are supposed to be providers. Men are supposed to be protectors. Women are supposed to be nurturers. Women are supposed to be sexy. Women are supposed to be submissive. So with those kind of connotations, you kind of play where do I fit in? And then it goes into knowing self, know thyself, limits, triggers, and tolerance.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that, you know, life is just so demanding itself. And,
correct.
if you're a single mom or if you're, a single father and you have children and you're working and you're just trying to do the best that you can, anxiety, depression, these are the very things that, start to attack you, and you have to be grounded in a certain way that, and I love that you said you got to believe in yourself, because truthfully, I think that's one of the first thing that goes. People start to lack belief in themselves, and from there is just like a snowball going downhill.
Yep. And that comes also with self-awareness, practicing self-love, positive affirmations. We tend to, even though I mentioned constructive criticism, that doesn't mean you allow people to emotionally beat you up and you become someone's emotional punching bag. There's a thin line between, hey, can you try it this way? And you suck. Oh my God, it's not what I wanted. You have to figure out, okay, where do I compartmentalize that? Is this like a constructive criticism? Is this demeaning? Is this an insult? Is this an attack? Because then you have self-awareness and recognizing too who you're dealing with, the people around you. Like I'm big on positive energy, positive people. Like even when we got on the smiles, I'm big on smiles and just overall positivity, because I feel like being in this world on earth, there's so much negativity and things that we see every day. You turn on the news and it makes you turn it right off because it's like, oh no. So I'm an advocate more so on laugh, live, love, give, receive. Old
Yeah.
school. Treat
Yeah.
others how you want to be treated.
There
Amen.
you go. There
Amen.
you go.
There you
That
go.
right there.
And it is so powerful, and it's, you're right. We have to focus and be positive and make ourselves happy. But also, I want to go back, you know, at the very beginning, what you said is that be around people when they're seeking help, and you're, like you said, email me, call me. And I think, that is the problem I'm seeing in, I hate to say it, today's society is that,
Mhm.
we're so used to texting, which is fine, but it kind of, what happened to making phone calls and say, let's check on somebody, even though we're so busy in our life, right? Married, single, having, girlfriend, whatever, and you're like, okay, I'm busy, I'm hanging out with my, wife, but what happened to a moment and say, hey, let me call this person, even though we're not close, we're not friends, but hey, let me just call and say, hey, I was just thinking about you.
Right.
I text me, call me, let's have dinner, or lunch, or let's meet for coffee. And I think that's very important in today's society because we're so glued
So
to
glued to.
text message only. And
Yeah, I think,
the
oh man,
problem with that is it bothers me a little bit because we don't hear people's feelings, we don't hear people's voice, and you don't know if they're texting you and they're crying, right? So it's like
right.
you
Texts
want to
have
get
no
on that phone
tone.
and say, hey, okay, you're
Mhm.
crying. Okay, let me stop for a minute. It's 8 o'clock at night. Okay, I may have to get up 5 o'clock in the morning, but hey, let's go meet at this restaurant real quick. Let's talk. Let's see what's going on. And say, okay, and then both of you feel confident. It's like, wow, we may be sitting there till 2 o'clock in the morning and say, oh, I got to go to work, but hey, I'll go home and sleep 30 minutes and go to work. But to be honest, that person may be thinking to you and say, wow, you just spent your life just sitting there talking to me and say, hey, you're not you're worried about your sleep, but you got to go to work, you're getting ready to do things, and maybe you have to get up at 5 or 6 a.m. But in all reality, that person is going to thank you and say, "Wow, you may have changed my life or changed my
Or save
perception."
their life.
And things of life. True.
Saved a life because you were one may be worried about sleep. The other one, you might have just saved a life by just giving your time.
Right.
Time is
Hmm.
invaluable. Time is invaluable, but it's also very important too, as you mentioned. We all are busy. Life is moving fast, fast paced. We don't speak to family as much as we should. We don't speak to friends as much as we should. But I am big on checking in. I always say check in. It's called like I guess we may or may not be from the same era, but I do roll call. I call it the roll call. That's when I go through like, hey you, hey big head, what's going on with you these
Yeah.
days? And you got to check in because it is extremely important to get proof of life to speak to someone. The little text is okay, but when you call and speak, text has no tone. So, like you said, if I call and you're like, yeah, I'm okay, you already know you're not okay.
Hmm.
That's not how
Mhm.
this person sounds. What's going on? Talk to me. And we also have to have a level of kind of reserved to be able to listen. Some of us are not, some of us are good talkers, but we're not good listeners. So what comes with being good listeners is just being comfortable with silence. It's hard to tell someone how they're really feeling without being afraid of the judgment of it. Because, you tell someone, oh, I feel sad. What you gotta be sad for? People out here dying, people homeless, why you sad? Those kind of those kind of responses will send someone who is triggered or having a moment back retreating. So they don't feel safe. You have to let people feel safe enough to tell you what's bothering them so that they can point you in a direction to say, you know how many conversations I had with people to say, it's okay to talk to someone. And I say, I have a therapist. And that's how I started because they're like, you have a therapist? Yes, I do. Call it twice a week. Speed down. So it's like we have to make it okay. It's like change the narrative. Make it okay to want to speak about our issues, speak about our pain. Um, we go through trauma because what I specialize in is trauma informed mental health. So we deal with my day to day being in the mental health, we deal with people who experience extreme trauma, whether it's racism, whether it's discrimination, whether it's abuse, emotional or sexual abuse, domestic violence, things of that sort. So it's a very sensitive nature. So you have to have a certain poise to be able to connect with someone like that because everyone don't want to tell you what really happened. But when they do, you can't be so quick to speak. Just listen. Sometimes we don't even want a response.
Mhm.
We just
Yeah.
want to know that we're heard.
Yes.
Wow. Powerful, powerful message from you. Thank you again.
Yeah.
Of
Let's
course.
go into your poise as an actress, shall we? How did you get
Wait,
started? What motivated you to become an actress? The table is
yes.
yours.
Okay. So funny enough, when I was younger, I auditioned for junior high school, the drama department, and I was in going into seventh grade, and it's frightened the hell out of me. I thought it was easy. I studied my monologue that was given to me to audition for the school. And when I got there, I saw just a bunch of people sitting around. So I said to myself, oh, I thought it was going to be me and the drama teacher who was going to have this exchange. But then I realized there were like students there, other people, and it scared me. So what happened is I didn't get accepted to the drama floor, but I got accepted to the art section because I'm an artist as well. I like to draw and I like art.
Right there.
So I then told myself, I can't be defeated. Even as a child, I'm a Capricorn. I don't know if you know anything about zodiac. Capricorns, we're very competitive. We're very,
Mhm.
I got to do this, tunnel vision. So I said, oh, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it one day. I'm gonna get it. So now, fast forward some odd years. I'm not gonna tell my age, but fast forward, I'm a mom. I have a beautiful daughter. She is very much so, I call it the me untainted from the world. Don't know the world yet. So very naive, very happy, bubbly, and very dramatic in a way. So I did a little phone little video and I said, I'm a teacher, and I'll be the student in the class. You the teacher. Tell me how she act. So the way she did this teacher, okay, amazing because I met the teacher. I know the teacher. She nailed it. Okay, said adult type of words and mannerism. I said, wait a minute now. Okay, now put her into the Harlem School of the Arts for musical theater. So, and she's also did a talent show for singing. So I was like, hey, I think I got a little star in my hands. Let me cultivate this. Let me see where this goes. Big Michael Jackson fan, big Beyonce fan. And I know, parents have to mold and cultivate and be behind these stars, right? Now we go to the musical theater. She's 5 years old and they're doing improv acting. They say, okay, who wants to come on stage and try? We want to see. So I'm looking and she's 5. So she's like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I said, I'll do it. I'm your role model. You look up to me. If I am unafraid, you should be unafraid because my mama could do it. I could do it. Got up there, fell in love, the stage, the lights. It was like, wait a minute, my dream or your dream? No, and I was like, I did that, and then I end up applying. I created a backstage. I went to a Peter Rennie acting class in New York. Did on camera acting. I read a few books. Did some YouTube University, and decided to get some photos, some professional photos, because I knew a professional photographer at the time. And then, by the grace of God, once I started applying, I started to get accepted and casted. So I told myself, I'm going. I'm gonna go as far as I can. And then the funny part of it, I said, "Oh, I didn't forget about you. Come on." And then my first independent film, she played my daughter in Dear Dad. It was an independent film. We both casted, and I was casted as the mom. She was casted as the daughter. And interesting enough, originally she wasn't casted as the daughter, but when I spoke with the director and writer, and she told me, I told her, you know what? Thank you so much for even taking the time to audition her. If anything else comes up, please keep us in mind. And she called me back a week later and said, I appreciated the way you took me, like not choosing your daughter. I had issues with the original daughter and her mom. Understudy, she's now the daughter, and that's only for that positive energy because she felt like I was a nice person. She casted my daughter long, and then after that, me and her became best friends, business partners. You know, we actually still, that is my road dog. We did galas together. Like I got an award for, she has a company that I'm a part of called She Is Foundation, which specializes in financial literacy, women empowerment, things of that sort. So we became like this. And then I just kept going. I just every time I saw something, I applied and I got it.
That's amazing.
That is
Wow.
That's
Talking
my
about,
story.
that's amazing. Amazing.
yeah, talking about overcoming those fears and coming back with a vengeance. Congrats to you because it's so hard. So many people never never revisit those moments, and go, you know what, I want to give this a try again. And
Right.
instead, what actually happens is it may be 30 years later and someone regrets not conquering that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
congratulations. That is a testament to you, and big ups to your daughter as well
Mm-hmm.
for doing
Congratulations.
great things.
And she's still acting as well. We just did a production where she played a teenage girl, so I'm keeping her close to me. And she still love acting. She does dance and acting even in high school. She's taking an acting class, so we're pretty much going to be a little LeBron James and Bronny.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In your background, with the palm trees. No, in 5 years, my goal is to be better than the year before and the year before and the year before. So I'm all about progressive steps and realistic steps, making realistic expectations. I can tell you in 5 years, I want to be the star of the stars on the moon and walking red carpets and Academy Awards. That is in my heart. But just to be better than the year before or the months before, the days before. So a steady, sometimes you go up the stairs or sometimes you take the elevator. I'm good either way. As long as I maintain who I am and my integrity, I'm okay. You'll still know my name.
That's
Amen.
right.
And you're gonna be there sooner than you think.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about your film movie that was on Tubi. How did
Yes.
that come about? Tell us about it. Tell the audience more about the movie, the name, and the process that went into that.
Well, I have a question for you two first. Did you guys watch it?
We didn't, but I definitely plan on it.
Okay. So then now I know what to tell and what not to tell. That's why I
Okay,
asked. Because
okay.
To answer your question, I have not seen it either, but
okay.
saw a little bit of the trailer, but I will watch it.
Well, okay. So you got a premise of it. So Sweet Burn was a production I did about 2 years ago with some really good friends and business partners out in Connecticut. The production company is called FFIC. That stands for it's a dual production from Fast Forward Films and Official IC Entertainment. So my business partner Willie Coggins and Omar Salagalo, they came together and he wrote this amazing film that had three main characters filmed in a mansion. And in this film, there are trials and tribulations of mental health because I play a character who's not very stable, but that instability came from broken promises. So I'm with a man who was with me for 12 years, who's cheating on his wife, and then he decides to call it off. So we all know, 12 years is a whole seventh, eighth grader. That is a long time to be cheating with someone. Not 12 days, 12 weeks. You're talking about 12 years to someone is a lifetime. So
Mhm.
my character, I played Julie. Julie wasn't having it. And Julie said, oh, no, 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 no. What I'm going to do is I want to talk to your wife. I want to know if she knows you like I know you because I feel like you're being deceiving. And it's not that Julie actually wanted to keep this man in her life. She just wanted the wife to know you don't know him the way you think you do. So we play a game and we play a game of questions of how well you know him. And if you get the answer wrong, you get hit with a hammer. You get tortured.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, that's all I'm going to give away so far because I want you to watch it and I want you to have your own impressions on it. But it's basically one of those, you better get this answer right because if you get it right, I may spare you or not. But I'm not that sane at this moment. I feel like I
Wow.
lost someone who I wanted to continue to build life with, who
Mhm.
gave me broken promises. And I
Hmm.
tell people all the time in real life, don't play with people emotions.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Don't play with people emotions, especially for 12 years. You want to do it for a week, but 12 years? Oh no. So yeah, she kind of lost it and went all psycho, on them both. But I think it was an overall good depiction of side chick revenge.
Hmm. Hmm.
Nice.
Nice.
Go
Yeah, I was
sidekick.
side chick. Look, it was so for all the side chicks out there, I guess I'm kind of like a motto of you're not gonna let me go that easy. I'm not going down that easy. Usually people just, all right, fine, go back to your wife. Oh no. I'm from New York and I'm from Brooklyn. So that came out. We're not
Oh
going
yeah, the
nowhere.
Brooklyns.
We're
Woo!
not going nowhere. You gonna work for this.
No offense. I heard story about Brooklyn people. When they get mad, they get mad.
We get mad. But yeah, that kind of transpired in the film. But the film, I think people, if you ever been cheated on or been a cheater, you can, or married infidelity, then of course you can relate to it to some way, shape, or form. Or even if you ever been finangled or bamboozled of broken promises of, oh yeah, we're gonna get married, I'm gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and then it's gone. So that can mess with that can mess with a girl, you know?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Ryochi, it's called Big Mad.
Big bad. Yes, I was
You
big
know,
mad.
to
Big
I
be
was
honest, Daryl, I knew you were going to say something as a follow-up, but I did not think that way.
Daryl probably had his share of crazy side chicks.
I'm gonna keep it over here.
Me too. I rather be the person that answers the answer correction correctly, so I don't get hit by the hammer.
That part. But see now the interesting part of that is we never know people to its entirety, no matter how long you've been with them. That I always tell people, and this is like my little secret, if you want to know somebody, and this may be bad, but you got to get that phone. You got to go on a phone. That's the real person in that phone. If you go on somebody's phone, you see that real person, what they say to people, what they don't say, what they do, because we all have faces we put on with the world and to people. But I feel like once you crack that phone, you say, oh, I didn't even think you talk like this. I didn't even think you would say stuff. You were this way. But yeah, the point of it is you just never know someone. Even if
Hmm.
you've been in a long-term relationship, you just never know.
It really is sad though that you can be with someone for a long term, see them on a regular basis, you know,
Live with.
live with, go on dates with, dinners, vacations, and they just not be even close to who you may think they are.
Because we always meet people's representatives.
Ah, the representative.
Okay.
And it's what we call the primitive effect, right? So the primitive effect of psychology says, the first impression is the last impression. It's the lasting impression. So if think about it this way, you always remember your good encounters and your bad encounters. Even as a consumer, you go somewhere, it's like, oh yeah, they were very nice. I'll go back to that restaurant just because the waiter was nice, the staff was nice, the food might have not even been that good, but the ambiance and the people were nice. Or you say, I will never buy from this store again. They are rude, they are this, they are that. We never remember the in between. It's always we remember the best and we remember the worst. So what people try to do is show you their what? Their best.
Hmm.
Unless you got the people who want to show you their worst, because that's really probably who they are, that worst. And those are the ones we got to I tell people, believe what you see.
It's crazy that you say that because I tell a lot of people that, you got to be with someone at least a year on a regular basis, not 1 week here, 1 week there. You got to be
Right.
around them consistently for you to really get a glimpse of who someone may be. And nowadays, it seems almost that it takes after a year or two before someone can actually be themselves, which is so, to me, that's such a long time.
It is. I think that comes, you know what I blame it on? And this is only my personal opinion. Actually, blame it on technology. I blame it on technology and social media and the expectations that people aspire to have based on what we see, even if it's not true. So I feel like when we got into this technological era of beauty and, glitz and glam, where it's like at your fingertips, we kind of fall into the I have to be this, or I have to be that, or I have to, you only accept me if I'm this, or accept me if I'm that. When there was a time when people were just people and they just were, and they just walked in the walk and talked in the talk. You either like me or you don't. You accepted me or you don't. You respect me or you don't. Now it's like an image or something that we have to aspire for or obtain to keep or fight to like achieve. And I think I mean, I love the advancements of technology, but it kind of, I feel like it kind of did a dual effect on human and socialization.
Mhm. It's
It made us competitors.
very much so. I mean, you got to really just be very grounded as a person and have confidence within yourself to not sit and swipe and compare all day
Now,
and
how
think
easy is that?
it's very hard.
It's very
I
hard.
Oh,
struggle with it, but it's
See?
hard.
At least you're honest.
I am honest. I struggle with it. I'm not afraid to admit that, but I struggle with it.
Yeah, you know what?
yeah.
I struggle with it too, you know, especially in the lane that I'm in and trying to grow in and inspire to like be the best in or at. It's like, okay, as I'm scrolling, I'm like, did she get that? What did she do? Who did she talk to? What school did she go to? Now, you know, like what training did you get? I'm kind of like one of those researchers to see, okay, how can I make myself better? That's why I said technology make us
Mm,
competitors. How can I be better? But it's only to me good when you're in competition with yourself and not with others. Meaning, how can I be better than yesterday? How can I be better 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? What do I need to do? But then also, that doesn't mean you necessarily have to alter yourself to where now you're fitting in and looking like the masses either. You know, you want to have some form, some shape or form of individuality, no matter what it is. So I remember I tried to get an agent out in Atlanta, and the agent said to me, "What makes you different than the other girls that look like you?" I said, be right back. Went on Rosetta Stone, learned how to speak like the British type of language. And I was a big Game of Thrones fan. And the actress on there who played with that played with Daenerys. I think her name is Emil what's her name? The did you watch Game of Thrones, Daryl?
Mhm. Yeah.
So you know who I'm talking about. The curly hair
Yes.
brown girl. And you see how she spoke.
Yes.
So I said, well, it can make me different if I can not only speak a different language and different dialect, because that's transferable skills, right? We may look alike with the hair and the makeup, but when we change the way that we speak, then again, it starts to say, wow, you're different.
mhm.
See? So I did a film called Pale White Horse that is on Tubi now, where I speak with that accent and I have on a mask. So it's called Pale White Horse. It's on Tubi, and I'm in it with a bunch of HBO actors. I don't know if you're familiar with The Wire. They're in that
Mhm.
film, and some Love and Hip Hop stars. Yep, they're in that film as well. It's called Pale White Horse, and I am in a mask, and I'm speaking in a British accent.
Yes. Like your hair, okay.
Okay,
Way
exactly,
to go
and that
down.
And that is what would make me different because I'm not
Hmm.
like you. So I had to learn how to make myself different.
Mhm.
And I felt like the first step is learning a different dialect
Yep.
and speaking a different language. That opens up my like diversity too. Because
Absolutely.
now that
Absolutely
puts me in the
amazing.
BBC.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Actually, it's so funny that you bring that up because I did the exact same thing. I decided to take a British accent class, and it's so funny because here I am in acting class, and I did the role Split. You guys familiar?
Split, is that on Netflix?
Where the guy has different
Character
Yes,
personalities?
I know what you're
yes.
talking about because
Well,
Yes.
I've seen
he
it.
didn't speak British in either of his personalities.
Right.
So I spoke British in one of those personalities because I didn't want to be just like him, And so it's so as actors we have to do things that are that's going to set us apart from the crowd
Yes.
in order for us to go forward. And it's just so easy to be content in this industry. But d- if you really see yourself destined for success, you won't mind taking that challenge, like you said yourself. You said, hold up. Okay, now I'm back. I'll tell you exactly how I'm different here.
That's
If
right.
you,
Because now I'm diverse. Now I can be casted for something for England or British broadcast film or something like The Last Kingdom, and not just like a power actress, but I'm on The Last Kingdom. It's like, what? But then that just shows the diversity and, like Daryl said, the drive of wanting and challenging yourself to do and be different.
100%.
Yep. I
Um,
also went to learn how to do a little stunt, like a little fighting, like it's called Krav Maga, like a little rolling, like a little fighting, because that makes you a little more diverse too. Not that you're gonna do like all your own stunts, but at least you have the skill to learn how to block, fight, roll around, and do things like that. Like, you just gotta dare to be different, some way, shape, or form.
Mhm, for sure.
Very true. Very true. Before I forget, where can people connect with you and find you?
You can find me on Instagram at the letter B, the number four, THEFAME, underscore Geri, Geri. I'm also on IMDb. You can Google me, Geri White actress. I'll come up with a bunch of interviews and articles and films that are out. I did a lot of short films. I did some comedy films. You guys got to check out my stuff. I think you might like it. I think
I
you might
have
like the
seen.
diversity.
Well,
Mhm.
thank you. Thank you. Everybody needs to check out, go to her page, follow her on Instagram, and
And Tubi, got two movies on Tubi,
and don't
Sweet Burn.
forget to support her film or
Yeah.
movies on Tubi.
Yep.
Yes, and I have more to come. I did a Snapped Killer Couples episode that's on Peacock or NBC. I played Brenda Dixon, who was like the baby mama who helped kill a fiance, the reenactment. So I did that as well out in Tennessee. I worked with some great actors that became friends too. I always try to keep the good people close.
Hmm.
If you're nice and got good energy, I want to connect. Like Ryochi said, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? How are you?" Just like you, Daryl. When I seen the promo, I was like, "Oh, that's nice. That's nice." That's my personality. It's not a facade. That's just who I am.
Thank you, thank you. That's what we're here for. This is what the Red Carpet Roundtable podcast is about.
Next
Yeah.
time, I'm gonna put on a dress. I'm gonna put on a dress, and I'm gonna like have people flash lights in the back so it looks like I'm on the red carpet. Manifestation, manifestation.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to manifest. You have to manifest. Like Daryl said, believing in yourself, confidence. You say, like you asked me, what do you see yourself in 5 years? Write it down. I got a book that says boss on it. So for me, that's like being in control, being in charge, whether it's in my life, whether it's of my family, whether it's of my finances, like just having that in the universe to say, I'm great, I will be great, and believing
Be-
yourself.
Before we go, I want to ask you, what is one word to describe your journey of 2024 and go?
Work.
And
I put
why?
in a lot of work. I put in a lot of work in 2024. I have four feature films and two series that I completed in 2024. So 2025 is going to look real good once they start distributing and dropping. I like I said, two I star in, and two I'm co-starring in. And the series, one I star in, the other I co-star in. So I say work. 2024, I put in a lot of work, and Daryl, you're an artist, an actor. Pre-production, post-production. It does does take time. So all the work I did in 2024, starting from January even till December, will not be seen by the public eye until probably mid
Oh yeah,
2025, closer to the fall. But work, that's what it was, work, all work.
we love that.
Amazing.
Guys,
Yes.
if you are an artist that's viewing today's podcast, just know that you can accomplish your dreams and become whoever you want if you put in the work.
Ooh,
Put
I
that
like that.
work in.
Very
We're
true.
gonna get a t-shirt. Put that work in.
Put
Yes.
that work in. Me and
Yes.
Passion
Coach,
and work.
Passion and
yes.
work. And before we go, I do want to say thank you guys for giving me this platform to speak,
You're
to
very
share who I
welcome.
am, to share my passion, dreams, and also please don't hesitate and be a stranger. You have my connections as well, especially you. I'm looking for you. You know,
Yes,
you were
thank
vulnerable
you.
enough to speak to me, so I'm leaving the door open that, I'm here if you need me.
It
I
means a
love
lot.
that.
Thank you. And
Of course.
I really
Daryl, you
mean
too. Look, Daryl, you too. But girl,
it. No, it's okay.
but you know.
No, no. I really appreciate it as yourselves as a mental health advocate. For me, it hits me. We know said at the very beginning. Thank you again, and means a lot. And thank you for impacting a lot of people out there with mental health. Thank you very
Of
much.
Yes,
And
course.
yes.
everyone, please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and subscribe to our channel. And also, please follow Miss White on Instagram
Everything.
and
Everything.
Everything, guys.
Follow my journey.
yes,
Follow
follow
her
her
journey.
journey, watch her films, and let's keep it going. Support each other.
That's
Yes.
right. And I'm expecting you two to watch my films too, just because I want your feedback since you decided to have me on. I want to know what you think, especially you being an artist
You
and
don't
you
hear
guys
me.
just, yeah, because you never know. We may work together.
Girl.
I may have something, you may have something, and this is how it builds. This is how it
Yes.
starts, this is how it
Hmm.
begins. Building your network to make your network, right?
That's
Amen. And
right.
this is what I love about the entertainment industry. We become a family and we
Yep,
connect with each other, and we that's how we get support. So thank
that's
you,
right.
thank you.
Thank you
Yes.
guys.
Thank
Great,
you. Well,
great show
can't wait to
tonight.
talk to you soon.
Yes.
See you, girl. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.